This is a little bit from American Dreamers. Don't worry, we'll be right back after these messages. We were talking like, hey, we should just do some like, okay, you're going to be a producer for films. What if we just try to do that somewhat in the commercial world, which is totally a thing producers do for commercial projects of like, hey, I'm doing this documentary for this football team. Sam, you should do, hey, reach out to some companies. Let me know. Yeah. Hire me on as a cinematographer, director, or whatever you're looking for as like, wait a minute, we don't need to do all the things. Like, think about how good you're getting, like these skills you learned of talking to the new. And that's what.
Call guy.
The call guy. But it's too of like, you can't just be a call guy and be a just absolute jerk.
Just call ABC 57. Give us an interview.
Give us an interview now. That doesn't work. Yeah. I mean, probably not.
maybe people are just impressed by that.
And I think this call guy is the 1%.
Yeah, no, I don't think...
No one wants to call ever. Right here. I'm like, please be my producer. I do not want to call anyone.
I don't know. I don't love texting and I don't love emailing. I like the call because I can schmooze.
Older people. Yeah, we call it the schmooze. Hey, this is what we were like. Hey, can you schmooze them so we can land this? And Sam's like, don't worry, I'll schmooze. That's literally what we said about the Hey, the schmooze worked.
The schmooze worked.
Which is a huge, like, all that stuff doesn't happen without Sam. The Herald Palladium, which I don't think they're even going to do.
Yeah, I would really hope that they could respond.
Maybe.
I didn't mean that like that, but I would hope that they would want to cover the story.
Well,
but
yeah,
I don't know.
because I think it's hard for them if it's not actively happening, and if they've already done it.
Yeah.
Especially now that like football's starting for high school stuff. I know that's
like
a
the
huge
front
thing.
page every day.
Yeah, it's like the football. But we'll figure it out. But back to American Dreamers.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of running out of big producer things to start doing. I mean, there's now it's going to turn into like, how can I manage?
Yeah.
Like you're going to be top producer of like, if we work with the two other people, like we have some other people we want to bring in because film's about collaboration, which we need to do more of.
There's so many, like there's producer, but then there's like associate producer, executive producer.
Yeah. Like people funding them.
Yeah. There's so many things that can go under the producer tag that the main producer can then hold not ownership, but like management over. And they're like, all right. Cause now it's just about, deliberating tasks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, deliberating tasks.
Giving tasks.
Yeah, giving tasks.
If you don't want to be all smart. And that'll be, you're going to have to probably, that's going to be a big focus thing. And I think the only other thing, I feel like the biggest thing we need to learn is just the constant communication of knowing like, okay, you emailed someone today, cool. Just keeping in the loop.
Yeah, because that was a big thing.
And maybe that's necessarily like thinking about it doesn't. It's just also like a positivity booster. Like knowing, hey, I'm talking to so and so. That makes my day. Yeah, completely. And I hope like the edit's going well. I know that excites you as well. Yeah. But just kind of like, how can we have that constant communication line of like, and maybe that's literally just attach me to the email. Yeah. Because then it's an easy way to like, whatever.
And then you can just see exactly what's going on.
Yeah, because then it helps of like.
And even if you don't look, you're just like, okay, that's an email that was sent.
Yeah, because there's like things as like being the director of that, and Suka's like, okay, this is what I really want it to be looked as in kind of the main vision. And that's hard for you to know exactly, even if we've talked about it or have it set up of like, let me just see here if that can be fixed or changed to be a little bit more like how kind of the original vision was. But I want to jump into, so we shot 4 different locations. I want to talk about what it was like in those 4 locations. Day one
was farm and Bert's golf.
Yep. Did we shot
we did the scenes with Scott at the farm.
Did we not shoot the night of we shot we didn't shoot that night.
That was hot. Remember, we were exhausted.
So we were with it was just Ray, Scott, Sam and I, and we shot out in the farm and it was so hot.
It might have been 90.
Brought the drone. Now the drone shot, I don't like the look of it. Totally. I think that's because we shot in automatic. Yeah. And Sam's our aviator. He was acting, so I don't completely know how to be fully smooth. It was a little windy. Yeah. Okay? It was a little windy, okay? And also, I didn't like the transition. That's something as a filmmaker I need to get way better at. I need to learn how to transition a scene from A to B because I rely on the audio transition fully, whether it's talking starting early, the ambience rising.
When you're saying the transition, do you mean shot to shot, or what do you mean by the transition?
It could be shot to shot, but I'm saying the end of the scene to the start of the next scene. So like the transition. There's a little bit of a transition between now. Maybe it works and isn't as important, but for me, I'm like, sometimes. I mean, I like it's kind of Akira Kurosawa kind of had this style of he would start on a static frame, use ton of movement, and end on a static frame, and he would do that. And he had such a full sound, they call it in film, of like he did that every time. So when it's a static, you're going towards the end. It also is a way for people mentally to be the static shot lets people take in what's happening. The movement makes them feel what's happening, is what I like to think of it. And if you're sitting there right now, you're like, that's going to ruin movies for me. Yes, it will. Because the whole time I'm like, that didn't make me emotionally connected.
Yeah.
That wasn't static enough. That wasn't
That's
long
something
enough.
that we struggle with in movies. We're like, this is so bad.
This is pathetic.
And a lot of it is just Marvel movies, so they are bad and pathetic. But
yeah, but there's a lot of little things. Not saying we could have inherently done better, but it's like there's a reason that stuff, like there's a reason Spielberg movies do well, and that's not just because they're really awesome.
Yeah.
It's because he every time is making you emotionally connected through movement. If I just sit here on a static shot of Sam versus a slow pan in, you're going to have a different feeling of that.
Yeah, if you take out that movement in like E.T., you don't feel bad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe you still will because it's an awesome story, but
yeah, that's true.
And also, it's just more visually appealing to like
it's more
have
interesting
the movement.
when there's a little bit of
It's all about being cinematic and interesting, which I really want to buy a big dolly.
That would be so fun.
Imagine you pushing me around on the dolly.
I would die laughing.
I would want you to push. It would be so funny because you would know exactly.
It would be so funny. Just
And
have,
I'd be
oh my gosh,
singing.
just
Sam,
put
a little
you,
bit.
Put you on a rolling chair, put you at the gimbal, push you.
Sam, forward. Okay, Sam, back.
And that's the dream. That's the
And
dream
that's
right
the
there.
Suka dream. So we shot that, went to golf, and that was so hot. It was really fun to drive around the golf cart.
Yeah.
In the blue sky.
Oh my gosh, the sky that day was gorgeous.
Well, there were some forest fires, and the fog was getting in here for a while. There's like 3 weeks or 4 of just
like a
white
bad
sky.
air.
Sorrow's Grave was just all white skies, and that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's
Blue skies are so obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, every time I see a blue sky recently, I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah,
These
the blue
graphics are crazy.
The blue skies in the golf scenes are so nice. That blue is so vibrant. It just looks so good against like the rest of the stuff in the scene. Just adds so much vibrance.
Adds incredible vibrance. And then we shot the scenes where we are at your grandparents' house. When it starts to get dark, and now know why films end around 9.
Yeah.
Because when it gets dark...
Yeah, day 2 was dime store in the house.
Yeah. Dime store is real easy.
Yeah, dime store is very
We were
quick.
with Ben and Jacob. Love them both. They
Yeah.
absolutely killed
Great
it.
guys.
And I want them to take bigger roles.
Yeah.
But they were both the extras. Both did great. And that was cool to feature people that we're friends with like, in the movie of having like...
Just have
this
little
could be their,
extras.
just have like...
Just add some...
Then they can see it.
Add
and,
some world around the people, just so it's not like an
and
empty
like people
world.
passing by that like helps it feel so much more real.
Yeah.
And then we shot at the farm, which was fun, but it gets so dark and there's bugs and
so we shot basically 2 days in a row of the house. The first day it was us breaking in to the basement and like getting the safe and then running up the stairs, and that ended up taking a little bit longer than we thought it would, so we took a break then. And then the next day we had like us driving,
and I want to talk about, before we jump right into that day, so there's one shot. I think I'm getting pretty good at the master static shot.
Yeah, I like those.
The light direction of light off on the flashlight, light on the stairs, full light. I'm sorry, but that's awesome. I think it looks good. Now that's not just me. That's also luck, circumstance, location. That was really lucky location to have that look. So thankful to Sam's grandparents. That was
Thank you,
awesome.
Grandma and Grandpa.
To have Scott screaming.
It was so many takes.
He's so loud.
I
love Scott.
Scott,
he
you're
can
the
get his
best.
voice so loud.
He gets his voice.
He gives
up
it all.
there.
Scott did amazing. They all did amazing. Eleanor did amazing playing kind of the character of, hey, you basically, it's extremely hard to tell your girlfriend, hey,
be a dick.
Can you be stupid for me?
Yeah.
And to not be like, I don't think this, but can you?
Yeah.
I need you to be dumber. I literally was like, can you be dumber? Can you act more clueless?
Which that's not easy, but she did
And
a really
for
good job.
Yeah, did a great job. And for Race, it's like Race is a really smart
Yeah.
person and doesn't act like this worried. I mean, maybe Race had some worried. Race, I'm going to call. If Race actually probably doesn't even listen. This is
Yeah, Race,
hilarious.
you're probably
Race
not
always
listening.
messes with us. Maybe you are Race.
Yeah, maybe.
But anytime like someone would approach us, shut down.
Luke and I are like very like in the moment. We're like, oh. We're like, go.
Well, when Sam and I, yeah, we're very social. Like
Yeah.
once someone starts talking to us, we are going to probably overtalk.
Yeah.
But Race doesn't
Race
want to
shut
talk.
down so hard.
Like, because he thought originally when we were doing the golf scenes and I was sitting in the golf cart, he thought they were going to kick us out.
he just went like this.
We forgot our bags. Remember?
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
And Sam is literally, I'm telling you, a warrior. I'm like, Sam, we need those bags. And Sam's like, I'm on it. Just go.
I'm like, get the stuff. I'm going. And then Race
Sam
is like,
just takes
I'll go
off to
too.
go get it. No hesitate. That's like if you don't have Sam on your team, you are not going to have this warrior. Like I'm telling you, we need Graves dug. No hesitation, gets it done. Like Sam is literally will get done anything in his power to do it, which is like that is the ultimate producer mindset. Which is why I told Sam, anything I'm doing, I want you a part of because you will make it A, easier,
Blushing.
B, more fun,
Yeah, that's one thing. Is just it's more fun to work together.
and I guess just A and B. That's all you're worth. I don't have any more letters for you. I was going to be C. Let's see here. Load Sam B for C. Cinematography. But really, it's like, as a producer, you just have to want to do it.
Yeah.
And, like, most producers aren't... Sam will buy in 100% or 110%.
Boom.
A lot... boom.
Boom.
When you're running out of things to say after I compliment you, boom, boom, yeah.
That is pleasure.
But, like, 110% committed to... Okay, this needs to be done. I'm going to do it. And you could see in American Dreamers of like, I was like, Sam, can we please make this stuff happen? Sam's like, oh, I'll schmooze. And now you didn't have to do as many physical, like, can you dig some holes and
That was
graves?
so sweaty. I can't
Yeah,
lie.
farmer boy over here. Or even like my dad would go early, no hesitation. Sam drives the golf cart to go drop him off. Like stuff like that of like, a producer and actor don't need to do these things, but Sam's doing them. So like once you take those away, how good could Sam be as an actor or as a producer? Which would really like to see. I would really want what?
I don't know what to say anymore.
You don't have to say anything. You just sit there and look pretty, okay? But if like, okay, we're on set, and this is why now I don't want you to hire my producer baby, but he's mine, okay? I'm not letting anyone, he's not for hire for you, okay? But he is if you don't give him a lot of money. Of like, okay, Sam, we have to do this today. And of like, okay, let's say Sam's going to be just an actor for the film and saying, Sam, you don't need to worry about digging graves. You don't need to worry about when other people are getting here. You don't need to worry about if the camera and your gear's here. You just have to literally do your lines. Like, I think Sam is an A-list actor. I mean, obviously not yet.
I would love to be an A-list actor. I'd love to be up there with
because you just have to
DiCaprio.
have an insane amount of practice, and Sam's only had me as a director, so of course he hasn't worked with anyone super high level. I mean, I'm pretty good, but not that good.
No, I've got to, after you're done with this, I got to go in.
I'm not going to know what to say, so I'm going to keep going. Or the other side of, like, for American Dreamers, now, in the past, like, being honest, like, I had some worries in A Vendetta's Debt. There was some things we, like, forgot as, like, doing and having, and you owned up to them. And in that moment, I was like, I don't know, Sam missed some things here. I was like, I love working with Sam, and he gives that I'm 110% committed, but he's got to not saying I'm flawless and don't forget anything, but of being like, hey, Sam forgot some things here that kind of made it seem unprofessional. The next stuff, I mean, the next project was Sorrow's Grave too, had a little bit of shake, but then you look at here, like it was perfect.
And it was a lot easier, I will say, because it's not 20 people.
Yeah, that's a huge thing to like manage. But even like, it was the day after, like Sorrow's Grave, we had a little bit of mix up with like who was acting and script. And it's like the day after, except like that's another thing about Sam that's amazing. It's like if I make a mistake, I'm going to own up to it and I'm going to be better the next day, which is like, that is an insane trait to have of like, I'm going to own up to something I messed up on. Like as a director, why in the world would I not work with Sam on every single thing I do? If he's going to be committed, he's going to work hard, he's going to get it done, and if something goes wrong, he's going to admit it and move on instead of be like, So for like American Dreamers, yes, it's smaller, but landing all these super hard things and opportunities is irreplaceable. So I just want to have you, and I love you as an actor, but I want to have you with me behind the camera.
Yeah.
Because Sam...
I mean, that's the ultimate dream, is to be the producer.
Yeah, to work together hand in hand
Yeah.
and crafting these things. Of like, Sam also has an insane skill of like the older brother mentality to me of like, especially like even diving away from American Dreamers. Like, oh, we're filming the podcast and I get home from something and I'm drained or I just edited a ton. Sam will just set up and let me... Now, this might make me look horrible. So like having someone that's going to watch your back and not let, like, I think the dynamic will be, first of all, hilarious and fun of like, don't talk to Luke right now, he's busy. Of like
That'll
this
be hilarious.
it's like a protective shield around. So I'm super excited for like these next projects. I'm like, I don't want Sam to act. I don't want Sam to act because I want him with me, ready to go. So like, hey, can you hold the script and make sure we're on task and help me do these things? And Sam's like, of course I'm doing it because I'm 110% bees. So in American Dreamers, Sam was that exact thing. And I don't think the producer gets enough light of not literally, that's the 1% of producers will do. Now, I'm also in a circumstance. Sam will care about what I'm doing a lot more than any other director because we're best friends and have this kind of connection of working together.
Kind of.
So it's kind of work. I'm just talking a lot about Sam. Sam, you know what? Don't question me right now, okay? Of working together. So that's just a little light on Sam.